A friend of mine said, you have to be the most perfect person.
So Donald Trump had a town hall on Fox News with Sean Hannity, and I have some clips. This is both depressing and entertaining. But unfortunately, even when it's entertaining, you have to remind yourself that this man is the president. So let me start here with, this is just a 10-second clip. So just give credit here to Aaron Rupar. He put all these clips together on Twitter, breaking the insanity down. But this is a 10-second clip, and this kind of speaks for itself.
I think I am probably, a friend of mine said, you have to be the most perfect person.
They had everybody.
Isn't that true?
We'll take a.
And then the audience claps. Like that's the cherry on top. It's just, let's watch this one more time. It's 10 seconds long.
I think I am probably, a friend of mine said, you have to be the most perfect person.
They had everybody.
Isn't that true?
We'll take.
I mean, this is. Look, Trump says shit like this all the time, but the audience clapping at the end? Come on. Can you imagine Bernie Sanders going out there? I'm told I'm the most perfect person. Or Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton. Anybody else, even Republicans. I mean, I don't know. Mitch McConnell, the worst Republican imaginable. Imagine him saying, people tell me I'm the most perfect person. Like, nobody would get away with this shit. But Trump does this. Of course, it can't be a headline because there's 1,000 other things he's doing that are actually impacting people's lives. But this is just, this is the start of of other crap we're going to get to here. So this one, so here is, this one, Donald Trump is taking credit for Obama's accomplishment.
And we got Veterans Choice approved and Veterans Accountability. That's where you can fire people that do a bad job. You couldn't do it before. Very hard to get. They tried to get it for 50 years because of civil service unions, et cetera. You couldn't, get it. I got it. And the other thing is Veterans Choice, where if they can't see a doctor, we have great doctors in the VA, but if you can't see a doctor, you go out and you get a private doctor. We pay the bill. And you have no idea how great it's been.
Yeah, Barack Obama did that. In fact, here's the news from back then, August 7th, 2014. President Obama signs bill to give the VA the resources it needs, which includes, as I'm going to quickly find the quote here. Here you go. For veterans who can't get timely care through the VA, the bill will help them get the care they need someplace else. And this is particularly important for veterans who are in more remote areas and rural areas. If you live more than 40 miles from a VA facility, or if VA doctors can't see you within a reasonable amount of time, you'll have the chance to see a doctor outside the VA system. So Donald Trump doesn't even know what the hell he's done. He's just taking, I think some people may look at this and think that, Trump knows what he's doing. No, I think he probably thinks he did this. Somebody in his circle probably told him that this is part of how the VA operates, and then he just took credit for it. I mean, this is the Trump mindset. Anything that may be good that he's done is actually what somebody else did, not actually what he did. Here's another one. This is a great one. Donald Trump is asked about his top priorities for a second term, and he can't name anything.
If you hear in 131 days from now, at some point in the night or early morning, we can now project Donald J. Trump has been reelected the 45th president of the United States. Let's talk. What's at stake in this election as you compare and contrast? And what are your top priority items for a second term?
Well, one of the things that will be really great, the word experience is still good. I always say talent is more important than experience. I've always said that. But the word experience is a very important word. It's in a very important meaning. I never did this before. I never slept over in Washington. I was in Washington, I think, 17 times. All of a sudden, I'm president of the United States. You know the story. I'm riding down Pennsylvania Avenue with our first lady, and I say, this is great. But I didn't know very many people in Washington. It wasn't my thing. I was from Manhattan, from New York. Now I know everybody. And I have great people in the administration. You make some mistakes, like, an idiot like Bolton, all he wanted to do is drop bombs on everybody. You don't have to drop bombs on everybody. You don't have to kill people.
If John Bolton, in fact, released classified material, should he be prosecuted?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Well, he did release classified.
He never answered the question. He just went on and on randomly about how, what was it? The word experience is a really important word.
Project Donald J. Trump has been reelected the 45th president of the United States. Let's talk. What's at stake in this election as you compare and contrast? And what are your top priority items for a second term?
Well, one of the things that will be really great, you know, the word experience is still good. I always say talent is more important than experience. I've always said that. But the word experience is a very important word. It's in a very important meaning.
What do you say to this? And then, of course, like that on top of the fact that he can't actually say what his goals are, what his plans are for a second term, probably because he doesn't have any, and the people around him are the ones that are doing everything. So I mean, he really is a vehicle for the worst people possible in the Trump administration. But last clip here. This is something he said a number of times, and he keeps saying it, somehow comparing World War I and II to the coronavirus.
Well, you get in line, and they're using, you know, I said the other day, we went through World War I and we voted. We went through World War II and we voted. And now we have a virus. And by that time, it'll be less and less. Why aren't we going to vote? People want to vote. But it would be nice to be able to see the people.
So this is just about voting by mail. Now, the reality is he knows he's going to get destroyed. And if the more people that can vote, the more he will get destroyed. When voter turnout is high, Democrats win. When turnout is low, Republicans win. And he knows that. That's maybe one of the few things he does know. So in knowing that, instead of just answering about voter by mail, which, by the way, he himself did, he talks about how people should be able to go out and vote. You know, World War I, World War II, he did it. How about coronavirus? Are world wars contagious, as is mentioned here? I mean, it's a completely different scenario. You want to be able to give people the option to be able to vote from the safety of their home, as to not expose themselves, especially the elderly population, as to not expose themselves to getting the coronavirus and potentially dying from voting. So to use that as the reasoning, I mean, it just speaks to everything else that he does. He has no idea what he's talking about ever. And this is somebody that we are seeing the destruction of having a moron like this in power. You're seeing it with the coronavirus. You're seeing it with the protests in the street. He has no idea how to deal with anything, with any of this. And as I showed earlier in a different video, I wish I had it in front of me here, but the cases, the coronavirus cases have exploded in the U.S. while everywhere else, in fact, maybe I can bring up the link here. Here you go. So you see here cases in the U.S. This is, look how it's at its highest point ever right now. So this is daily new confirmed cases per million people. So yes, this is per capita. It's all relative here. So while the UK, Canada, Australia, all their cases have gone down, very similar to each other, U.S. cases skyrocketing. This is under Donald Trump. This is under a president who isn't taking it seriously, who's trying to hold indoor rallies with 20,000 people. Luckily, only 6,000 showed up. When you have a leader who doesn't take a pandemic seriously, this is the result. More people get sick, more people die. So whenever I think about this November in terms of what the actual goal is, I think the focus has to be 100% on just ending this nightmare, on getting out Donald Trump and ensuring this man is no longer in power.